signs are a hot decor trend, and if you can't find the saying you want, you can make your own. Here to show us how, designer Antonio Bellusci. This is so in. Everyone is going neon, whether it is in fashion or accessories or decor. So it's really nice that you can have your own personalized art.
Exactly.
That you make for yourself at home.
Exactly. So it's a pretty easy project.
Okay.
You just need a couple of materials. One thing is you need to start with like a board, something like this, like an art board that's made out of wood.
Okay.
And this is really handy because they're easy to drill through.
Yeah.
Now the key is
this is like a thin little board, right?
Exactly.
It's not very thick.
Exactly. And it's also got this nice recess so you can hide the pack, the battery pack behind.
Good stuff.
So speaking of battery pack, you're going to need an electroluminescent wire, which is actually short form. It's called EL wiring.
Okay.
They use this in crafts. They also use this for costumes.
Oh.
So it's a really easy wire to work with because it bends and it's pliable. And it comes in a good long length. It doesn't give off any heat, so it's easy to work with, and especially a decor project like this.
Good.
So I wanted to kind of, and when I think of neon, I think of like dancing. I think of like the old shows like, Solid Gold, Electric Circus.
Yes, you're speaking my language.
Exactly. Exactly. So what you want, I wanted to do something with, the word dance or like boogie. So I started with dance, and I used just a piece of paper to trace out what I wanted to spell.
Okay.
And now it's important to do this step. A lot of people I think would maybe just skip this step, but you're going to actually need this later on. So you mark out what you want to do, and then you mark off the start and stops of where the lettering will start or whatever the design will start. And that's where you're going to drill through. Okay, and you want to keep this template handy for later. So then what you're going to do is you're going to have a board that looks something like this.
Did you drill all the way through?
I drilled all the way through, so you can see all the holes are drilled all the way through. Okay,
Yeah.
and so that way now you've got your board, and what you're going to do is you're going to first drill it, and then you're going to paint it.
Okay.
You don't want to damage the paint finish. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a nice painted finish. Now when I was painting, I was looking for colors that are going to be reflective and light, and also I like the dark colors because it really creates a contrast with the neon.
Yes.
And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take your EL wiring and you're going to feed it through. Now, this is where this comes in handy because you're going to remember what each hole was meant for.
Okay.
And so you're just going to push it through.
That's why you can't skip that step.
No, you can't skip that step.
You'll forget.
Exactly. People would probably just write onto the board. Now, when you're doing this, what you want to do is you want to pull all the wiring through before you secure anything. And what I did is I actually left a lot of slack in each letter, so that way I can go around and play with it at the end.
Okay.
And then what I had is a piece that looks like this.
That's
okay.
so cool.
So you can see there's a bit of slack still. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're just going to pull through and make it tight. And if I flip it around the back, you're going to see I've got some slack. Okay. So that gives me a bit of a play to adjust.
So you're sticking. Are you sticking with that same
one all the way through.
All the way through.
It's one continuous string.
Okay.
Till you get to the end. And now to hold it down, what you're going to use is like a little bit of a hot glue gun.
Okay.
But you're going to want to use a low temp glue stick. You don't want to use a hot temp glue stick. So usually craft ones are low temp ones.
All right.
Okay. And that's how you're going to get this type of look. And what I intentionally did is I intentionally left some spaces to kind of look more like a neon sign where you see sometimes a little bit of a space.
Yes.
Now, if you didn't want to do this one with an actual wiring that actually lights up, I actually came up with a hack idea.
Yes, show us.
Okay, so instead of using the wiring, what I've used is fish tank tubing.
That is so cool.
And then you use pipe cleaners.
So it looks like the same wire.
Exactly. So the flamingo one behind you, Tracy, is actually made with
here.
pipe cleaners and fish tank tubing.
So that's cool. You don't need the battery pack for this. It just sort of it glows on its own.
Yes.
And it might be easier for you to get your hands on these wires with the pipe cleaner. I think it's great.
Now the one thing with that is because this is a little bit thicker, instead of using a hot glue gun, what I actually did is I drilled little tiny needle holes behind the bends, and I fed through invisible fishing line through, and I tied it in the back to hold the bends in place.
Oh, that's very particular.
Very particular. But you know what? If you try to do it with the glue, it doesn't necessarily hold all the spots, especially where you got to bend it.
I love it. So good. We put all of the instructions on our website, cityline.tv. I just want to ask you about the battery pack when it comes to these. How do you attach that?
So what I did is I just for these ones, what I did is I just took some duct tape and I just taped it onto the back.
But this battery pack just gets attached to your wire like this?
Exactly. So the battery comes with the wiring.
Oh,
the battery
perfect.
pack comes with the wiring. It's
Perfect.
usually sold as a kit together.
Yeah.
And it just takes a couple of batteries. And you can buy these wires in craft stores. You can also order them online. It's fairly affordable. I mean, like the pieces here cost me, I would say, less than $50. I mean, the pipe cleaner one cost me probably like $20, so it wasn't very much.
Beautiful art
Yes.
project you can do at home. I love it. Cityline.tv for more instructions on that. And